You have to start the show now.
Me, yeah.
Okay, we're the John and Joe Sports Show. We're back here at 99.5 WSR Scranton. I could turn off what we sound like on the radio now because we're on. You're listening to us on the radio and you're watching us on Channel 9 if you live at the University of Scranton. If you're just tuning in, you missed UConn's women's basketball, scoring a whopping 69 points, I believe.
65.
65.
I think it was 65-64. I remember correctly.
Yikes.
But I don't know.
As you can tell, if you're watching us, we both match. We tried that. Did it on purpose, clearly.
Clearly.
So yeah, and there's no like majestic green screen behind us anymore.
I know. There's a curtain. Actually, there's an opening.
There's an opening.
And then.
So later we might do our show from behind the this counter, because that'd be weird. And we'd like to do weird things here on the John Joe Sports Show. All right. So we talked about college basketball. The next thing to talk about, I guess, would then be baseball, clearly.
I suppose.
Clearly, that's a perfect movement.
Segue. They
topics.
both start with B.
They do.
Right?
But there's no women in baseball. So the women's
That's
college
true.
basketball, sorry.
That's
but we did
true.
talk about men's as well. All right, well, the only thing left in baseball now is awards. And later on, it'll be, oh, look, let's trade for this guy. Because we need him. Even though he's an overpriced player, we're going to buy him anyway, just because. That's how we do it in the major leagues. So we had the Manager of the Year awards announced. You would think that would go to, I don't know, Bruce Bochy, and I don't know, people that got to the World Series. The cocaine guy, his name slips my mind. Oh, you don't know what it is. I'm trying to get you to say it. You have no idea.
I don't know.
I don't remember. It's like Nate or something. Nate Robinson.
It's definitely not Nate Robinson.
It is.
That I can tell you.
Because not only does he play for the Celtics, he also coaches the Texas Rangers.
Okay. All right.
I'll just find it out.
Find it out.
Since you didn't know. Something Washington. Ron Washington. There it is. Ron Washington. You would think it would be them because they got to the World Series. No. It's actually the Twins manager, Ron Gardenhire. Even though the Twins didn't win a playoff game and haven't in 2 straight years. Manager of the Year for the AL. Good for you, Ron. And there's Bud Black, the Padres manager, who didn't even get into the playoffs because they couldn't win the hardest division in baseball, the NL West. Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't.
Good.
Yeah.
Great insight.
Did you feel that I was going to know?
No, I figured you wouldn't know.
All right.
I was hoping they'd put camera 1 on you, though, and you had to say something, and you would have just been like...
Well, here's the thing.
Though the listeners have no idea what we're doing, you could just visualize what's happening.
The thing. I could do my little blurb about this right now, and maybe they could go to camera 1. Yes, here we go. So now that I'm on, I will say this. I will say that I don't think the managers of the World Series teams, the World Series teams should get Manager of the Year just because they're there. Just because they get to the playoffs. I mean, just because they get to the World Series doesn't mean they should get Manager of the Year. However, saying that, I don't understand why these two got the Manager of the Year. It doesn't make sense to me. Personally, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the Padres manager, it's not like the Padres were that far down and they had a turnaround. I remember back with the Marlins, I believe, when Joe Girardi managed them, like he brought them back. Like they were really bad, and he brought them back. And same thing, maybe even the same year, whoever the Royals manager was, maybe Tony Pena, I may be pulling that out of nowhere. But
that sounds kind of. Might not be wrong.
Right, well,
it's a good guess, if anything.
But the basic point is, that's when managers who don't make the playoffs, whose teams don't make the playoffs, should get the awards when they're so bad the year before, and then they bring them back to be relevant. I don't see this. I don't understand why. How you could give these guys the awards, personally. Do.
Here, I'm with you for those instances when those managers should be manager of the year. I think though that on average, the manager of the year should go to the World Series team victors, because I think manager of the year is the one thing where it actually will matter if you take your team all the way. Because you can't, like, say for instance, like for Cy Youngs, for example, you can't only give that to a World Series playoff team.
Right.
Because that is you could go 10-19 and be on a World Series team. That is no recollection. And some guy could not lose, but he's on the Royals. Zach Greinke, for example,
Right.
2 years ago when he was actually good.
Right.
For that 1 year. That's you can't do that. But manager of the year, I think it's a good thing to give managers who got their team all the way to the World Series, because that's a pretty big accomplishment, I'd say. Okay. I mean, granted, there are those instances where teams are like in last place with like 30 games left, and a coach gets fired and a new manager comes in, or it's the manager's first year and he turns a terrible team around, like Buck Showalter kind of was doing with the Orioles.
Right.
Like 3/4 of the way through, he got the job. I mean, guys like that, yes. But, guys like Ron Washington turning around the Texas Rangers, who never made it to the postseason before. And they got to the World Series. Yeah. The team was playing out of their mind. Bruce Bochy taking over with the Giants, a team that has done nothing for years. All of a sudden makes this great run at the end, has a magnificent September and October, squeaks past the Padres, and wins the World Series.
I'd have to agree. Definitely right there, I believe those two managers deserved it.
This year, for example,
Absolutely. Yes, I completely agree with you. But I will say this. Do you believe Joe Girardi should have won Manager of the Year last year? He won the World Series.
Kind of.
That's the point I'm trying
because to make. I think it would have been better if he had won the World Series as first-year manager rather than last year. Last year, the team won on talent.
Right.
He shouldn't have won Manager of the Year.
That's what I mean.
Now, had that happened his first year as manager, okay, I could see your point. Last year, not so much. Last year, I don't even know who I would have given it to, but I don't think it should have been Joe Girardi. Say when he won the World Series with the Marlins, yes, I agree. Mm-hmm. Give it to him. But you could definitely you should look first at least at teams that won the World Series and go, oh, this team has done nothing for the past 35 years.
Okay. Yes.
Let's give it to this guy.
I agree.
Not the Padres, who haven't done anything since 2000 and didn't do anything this year. Mm-hmm. Or the Twins, who can't win in the postseason.
Right.
Let's give the Manager of the Year to Wade Phillips. Because 3 years ago, Dallas was good. Oh, he's not coaching anymore, is he?
He's not.
Segue.
Man, oh.
Even though it's half hour too soon, it'll come. Just stay seated, relax, it'll come. So I don't agree at all with this, to be honest with you. I don't agree at all with Gardenhire. I mean, I like him as a manager. I didn't know Bud Black managed the Padres.
Yes, exactly.
I couldn't name you 5 players on the Padres team. But in this instance, definitely, with this being a World Series of 2 underdog teams that just barely made it and then proved that they were obviously the better team out of beating dynasties, basically, pretty much.
I agree.
And they get no recognition.
I agree wholeheartedly with that. Yes, I'm with you there.
So boo hiss,
yes.
MLB, whoever makes these awards.
It's probably the both of them.
Yeah, must be. Boo. So I don't agree with that. One thing I do agree with, though, is the NL Cy Young decision, a unanimous decision. Roy Halladay wins the NL Cy Young. Really, there was no one even close to Roy Halladay. He pitched a perfect game, no hitter. He did some pretty good things. Granted, in the postseason, he did lose in the second series.
This is true.
But that's neither here nor there. The Cy Young is for the whole season, and I completely agree with him as the NL Cy Young winner.
Yes, I'm with you there for the reasons you said.
Good.
So I've got nothing to add.
Wonderful. Don't put him on camera one. Don't do it. As for Rookie of the Year, Buster Posey, Giants catcher, wins for the NL. I'm not surprised. He had an amazing season, and he turned it on during the playoffs as well. And I think that's what people try and remember. I mean, it's really hard to win any award if you're not on a playoff team, just simply because the awards happen after the season, so obviously you have in your mind these players that you just watched play.
It's true.
So Buster Posey, everybody just saw him, and who won in the AL? You don't know?
You tell us.
No. He was the closer for the Rangers. His last name starts with F.
Okay, good.
No? E? L?
Fernando. Feliz.
There you go.
Feliz.
Feliz. It's not his first name, but that's fine. I think it's Neftali. Neftali Feliz.
Neftali Feliz.
Neftali.
There you go.
Neftali Feliz. I knew it started with an N. I was going to say Nestor, but it's not 1911. Shout out to Nestor Chilak, the great umpire from Oliphant. Okay, so he wins the Rookie of the Year, both of them. I think he had like 40 saves, which is great for a rookie. It's great for anyone to have 40 saves.
Yeah.
So good for him. Buster Posey, easily, well, I wouldn't say he's the best catcher in the NL. Definitely the best rookie, though, in the NL this year. Mm-hmm. Good job again, voters. One of the things baseball is considering doing is expanding the playoffs for 2012. Now, isn't that a cliffhanger and a half? Just dead air for 10 seconds. Really? Yeah. Yep. Should we tell them? Okay.
Tell them, give them the news.
I don't really know. I was reading something about they wanted to do a 3-game series for the wild card teams and have the division winners get a bye week, if you will. So it would be a 3-game series for the 2 wild card teams, and then the division winners wouldn't play, obviously.
Right.
And then the winners of that would then play the division winners, and the wild card series winner would play. What do you think of that, Joe?
I think they should keep it
Joseph.
how it is. I don't
Joey boy.
Why?
Why?
What's wrong?
Well, we can't get instant replay yet because that would just be too simple. So we're going to just start changing other things first. This is one of them.
This doesn't make I don't. No, John. John, no.
Basically, you're adding wild card teams to 2012. I mean, this isn't set in stone yet, but it's been discussed. So there would be a series of wild card teams. I don't know what to say. Like, I don't think it needs to be changed per se. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong, but it would bring a lot more. It would bring better competition, and it would give teams that are in tougher divisions, like the AL East or like the NL East, where there's those dominant teams, and to win the wild card, you have to win 95 games just to get in. It would give those teams that maybe were a wild card team but didn't get the opportunity because they were with such great company, an opportunity to prove themselves.
Right, okay.
Granted, a 3-game series is quick.
Yeah, anything could happen.
Unless you're in the WNBA. Because they play 3-game series in the WNBA.
Correct, yeah.
You know that? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
They should probably just play 1-game series. 1-1-1. We're done.
But anyway,
Okay.
I see your point. The other side of the coin to that, win your division, get into the playoffs.
Save yourselves.
They give you a chance to get in one wild card spot. Win your division. If you can't win your division, well, why do you deserve?
Well, yeah, but what about for instance the Yankees, Rays, and Red Sox, who could easily win 90 games apiece and beat out the NL West, for example. The division leader who wins the NL West wins 85 games, say. The Red Sox win 94, the Rays win 96, the Yankees win 101.
Okay.
Red Sox go home.
How'd the NL West do this year? Who won the World Series?
I think it was Mid-Valley Spartans.
Mid-Valley Spartans, yes.
From
yeah.
They're local.
Yeah.
It was a good Cinderella story. They came from high school, worked their way up, and they won the World Series. Nice. No movie yet though. We're still waiting on that.
Well, it takes time. These things take time.
No, it was the Giants
San
from the
Francisco
NL West.
Giants.
From the NL West.
The thought to be one of the worst divisions in the league.
Yes, they won the All-Star game, the NL this year, and they won the World Series. Even after we wrote them off every show we had because we could barely tell you anyone who played on an NL West team.
Right.
I couldn't even tell you who's in the NL West division. You might not be able to either, and you're a fan of the NL. No one cares about the NL West. Sorry. But good for them.
That's my feeling. I mean, you're gonna put all these teams in, like, just win your division, win the division, and you get in.
So you're basically only talking about 2 more teams, though.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that big, and 3 games is quick. But then this strategy just becomes a completely different part of the game because you have to decide, well, who are we going to start in this 3-game series? Mm-hmm. Oh my, who are we going to start in the next series if we win?
It really hurts that top wild card team.
Yeah.
That they have to be in this 3-game series. I feel it hurts.
Yeah, I think it would only really benefit that second team.
Right.
Like, here's your opportunity. Mm-hmm. There's really no way to give them a disadvantage. Mm-hmm. I mean, I would assume the better of the wild card teams would get home field.
Right.
But then how would you do, like, what would you do? 1-1 and you travel?
Right.
Like, would you do 2 home games, 1 away, or 1 home, 1 away, 1 home?
I don't know. That's the thing.
I mean, granted, it would probably be that's neither. You would think it would be easier because if you did 1 home, 1 away, 1 home, at least it's in the same part of the world. Mm-hmm. So, AL East, you're going from Boston to New York. That's really not that big of a deal. It's not like you have to fly to Anaheim.
Right. Yeah.
And you're the 5-hour to 3-hour time difference. You'll be like, whoa, hello, what time's the game today? We're playing in the sun. I don't know what's going on. So that's just something they're throwing around. Let's not talk about instant replay, though, because we don't need it. We don't need it. We'll change the way the playoffs are because clearly there's problems. Let's not have them go in November 1st.
Yeah, how about that?
That's supposed to be coming next year.
It's supposed to be. I don't know how it's going to work.
We'll see.
It doesn't make...
I think they're starting spring training earlier, which I can't wait for. I mean, nothing says let's just forget about the NBA and every other sport, talk about baseball sooner than quicker spring training. At least by then, football will be over, we hope.
Yeah.
Unless they start, which is another thing they're thinking about doing, is increasing the weeks of football. Let's have 18 weeks. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, God, I don't know. With all the injuries in football, you're going to add...
I'm pretty sure the consensus of players, it's like 80 players to 20%. They don't want to they don't even want to have 17 games.
Yeah.
Let's have 18. Let's not even have bye weeks. We'll just play straight through. Don't worry about it. Get ready every week. Nothing to look forward to. Why don't organizations fix what needs to be fixed first?
It beats me.
Of course it does, Joe.
I don't know.
Dan Uglove's traded the Braves. For anyone that cares, he's no longer a Marlin.
Oh, my God.
He's like 3rd on the list of right-handed home run hitters since like 2006.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that.
Well, he plays with the Marlins. Maybe if you went to a contending team, we would know your name.
They'll contend soon enough.
No, they won't.
They always do. Soon enough. Every 5-6 years.
Yeah, and then they get rid of their team.
Right.
Well, that's enough of that. All right. So that's baseball. Again, nothing exciting. People are talking to Cliff Lee. Oh, boy.
Well, I wonder where he's going to go.
I don't know. He talked to the Rangers, apparently, like a couple days ago.
Maybe he likes being in Texas. Maybe he won't go to the East Coast.
I don't really care. If we don't get Cliff Lee, it's not gonna be the end of the world for me. I won't cry.
Right.
I would rather get. We need a lefty, but I'd rather have Andy Pettitte come back for 1 more year. Again, he's on the fence. He doesn't know. He's with his family. They're discussing. Oh, geez. Go on back.
I'd rather have Cliff Lee.
Would you rather have Andy Pettitte in the postseason? In the World Series? Let's rephrase the question. Andy Pettitte in the World Series or Cliff Lee?
Okay.
Let's look at the records.
You keep
in the
you keep
World
bringing that up.
Series.
You say that you don't want Cliff Lee because he's been in the World Series once
that's just
and he lost 2 games.
That's just a joke. I would take I would take Cliff Lee. But it's I would rather Andy Pettitte for the World Series. If I had to pick a person just out of his experience in the World Series, he's a completely different pitcher in the World Series. I mean, Cliff Lee, all right, he had a bad rap in the World Series. He got destroyed. Could have been jitters. Could have just been they hit him. People have off games. It happens. I'd rather have a guy that's been on my team for several years, since I started watching baseball.
I could see that. He just seems to be getting. He's got to just.
He's getting
stop.
old.
Yeah,
but
it's got to just end at some point.
He's still good though.
Yeah.
The same thing happened with like Mike Mussina. You were like, all right, stop. He wins 20 games.
Right. Yeah.
Just don't pull the Brett Favre and think that you could come back and not produce.
Right.
He had a great year 2 years ago. They won the World Series. He comes back again, still fine. Mm-hmm. He still had a great year, but he had a groin injury and he was out. So it happens. Mm-hmm. Anyway, to the NBA for the next 4 minutes. Because nothing is happening at all. Apparently, one of the big stories is Eva Longoria seeks divorce from Spurs Parker. So for all you males out there, she's back. Yes.
And she won't be Eva Longoria Parker anymore.
Yes. What a weird relationship. How does that happen?
I don't know how that worked out.
You know what the best professional relationships you could have are those no-name players. If you're like a big-name celebrity and you want to date a football player, date someone who no one knows. Kendra Wilkinson, former playmate for Hugh Hefner, is married to Hank Baskett, who's a wide receiver for God knows who now. They're fine. Jessica Simpson, Tony Romo, no.
Nothing.
Now she's dating some football player who I've never heard of before. They're engaged. Something in the water if you don't start. So for all you NFL fans that listen to the John Joe Sports Show, those NFL players, if you know any guys, or even if you are an NFL player, and you don't start, shoot high, boys. Shoot high. Set the bar up here. Just put it up there. See what you end up with. Jessica Biel, Jessica Alba, go for it. So you're the third string kicker? That's okay. You're a good guy. And you don't have any money. You need money, date a celebrity. We're gonna have to start pre-recording responses. Yes. I think so. Correct.
I'm sorry. I don't.
You don't like that idea? You don't think that's?
No, I just think you've said everything about it.
I need to stop talking.
So
I need to just stop and you can pick up.
Yeah, there's nothing to add.
Ratliff has knee surgery. Lakers eye center help.
Well, they're gonna need it. No Bynum. So they don't have a center, technically, since they don't have Ratliff. But they'll be fine for the time being.
Good.
That's all I got. Yeah, that's all I got.
That's all we need.
Mm-hmm.
Did the Hornets lose yet?
The Hornets did lose. They lost to the Mavericks.
Perfect season has ended.
I know. I really thought they had it this year.
Lakers won last night, thanks to Shannon Brown and Kobe's 31.
They did. Yep.
Jennings had 31 too, shockingly enough. For the someone's Timberwolves, Bucks.
Yeah.
The Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
The Bucks. Allen Iverson, 15 points in his debut in Turkey.
The question is, who cares?
Are you allowed to have him on your fantasy team? I mean, even though he's not playing for a team in the NBA, why not?
That
he
was
used to.
Brought up at my fantasy draft, and the answer was no.
So, but it could have happened then, is what you're saying. Is he on the roster? Can you pick him up? Do points show up for what he does?
No, you cannot pick him up.
That's too bad.
It's unfortunate.
Well, someone should just take notes of what he does and then
then add it.
Just add it to your thousands of score. Because you
Yes.
don't just get like a 42 to 64 game. No. 17,000 to 16,040.
Scored 900 points last week and
900
lost.
points and lost. I had 124 points in fantasy this week, but lost to someone who had Matt
Vic?
Ryan
Oh.
and Roddy White, who helped collectively score 60 points. I lost like 150 to 122 at my
Yeah.
best week of the year, and it was just laughable. No, the kid that has Vic had him on his bench.
Wow.
You know who he had in as quarterback? Chad Pennington.
Wow.
You know what's
where
even
the
sadder
thinking
about
of
it?
that
He
was.
still won.
Wow.
He won with
That's-
Chad Pennington as
that's
his quarterback
ridiculous.
and Michael Vick on the bench.
Oh my gosh.
That's sad, is what it is.
That is really sad.
That happens though. Like when we used to have, like we didn't have defenses. We had defensive players. I had Mike Vrabel when he was on the Patriots. The one game he had like 2 forced fumbles, an interception, blah blah blah. He ended up getting 56 points on my bench. PSA break in 1 minute, right? Yes. See that? Come on. All right. The only thing we have left for the NBA Jam comes out today for Xbox 360 and PS3. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, boom shakalaka. Anyone who grew up in the 90s and had a Nintendo 64 and was a 10-year-old male owned NBA Hang Time. Or played it at a friend's.
Right.
Or played it several months ago.
Yeah.
Because it's a great game.
It's still good.
But it's on Nintendo 64. They remade the game under a different name, NBA Jam. The players are back. No, they're like new players. So like Dwight Howard, LeBron, et cetera, et cetera. And the announcer's back, doing his
Beautiful.
thing.
Beautiful.
I cannot wait to get this game.
It's gonna
I'm
be
just
awesome.
my head's just gonna blow up, like mid-dunk. It's gonna be a good way to go though.
It's gonna be awesome.
If I were
man.
gonna die, I would die to a boom shakalaka dunk.
Oh, definitely. I'm with you there.
I can't wait to play the game. Though I have to probably wait till Christmas because I have no money. Okay, 5 o'clock. That means it's time to do our little station ID texting. You know how to get in contact with this thing. If you want to text us any comments you have on anything we said, or if you want to bring up new comments, the number is 570-212-9877. That's 212-WUSR. And I have it in front of me here, so if you want us to talk about something or comment on something we've already talked about, please feel free to do so. If not, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll go over what happened in the wonderful world of the National Football League. Because every week it's wonderful. You listen to the John and Joe Sports Show, live on 99.5 WSR Scranton and the Royal Television Network. We'll be right back.
What's up? This is my friend Rob from Michigan.
What's up?
He's a teenager.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Woo! Hey, you want to slow down there?
No.
Really? Oh, okay.
What are you doing?
We're shooting a viral video. Hold on, I want to see this. Hey, this is his last 5 minutes on Earth. A little something to Mom? Say something to Mom. How about, goodbye, Mom, sorry.
好，先生你好，歡迎光臨，等等先。誒，唔該晒。 Brandon.
So, April.
Yeah?
You know your charger's still using energy when it's plugged into the wall, right?
Yeah, but that's not my charger. I don't even have a cell phone.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?
So,
And we're back at 99.5 WSR Scranton and the Royal Television Network. It's the John and Joe Sports Show. Speaking is John. Moving his hands is Joe.
All right.
That's him.
I have a position now.
Good.
I'm comfy.
Beautiful. Okay, again, real quick, if you guys are just tuning in on your drive home from work, hope you had a happy time. No one really has a happy time at work, though.
No.
We can pretend, though. You can give us a text, 212-9877, area code 570, for all of you celebrating the Saints bye week on Bourbon Street. So do so. Tell us what you want us to talk about sports, or comment on anything we say. We'll be happy to hear from you and address you publicly on the radio. Go ahead. All right.
Right now.
Okay, we're going to start talking about the National Football League, because we talked about everything else so far. We had sound effects for NASCAR.
We did.
We had nothing for college basketball. We had a
splash.
We had a cheap win for UConn.
Yeah.
And we had baseball and terrible votes. Now
Correct.
It's time for terrible games.
Football.
We'll go over what happened last week. We had the Falcons playing the Ravens on Thursday. I couldn't see the game because it's on the NFL Network. I'm sure your dad will text us right now to tell us his insight on this particular game, because he was able to watch it from the relaxed position of his house. No?
I don't
Probably
know.
not. He's probably not going to. It's fine, though.
I don't know if you'd watch the Ravens Falcons.
Quick shout out to our trusted associate, Nicolina Basso, who's going back into the gallows of the control room. Do we want water? Sure.
That'd be wonderful, actually.
Then you could come into the shot and everyone could see you. And then you could say something into my lavalier mic so the people on the radio can know that you're a real person. We're not just making you up. Okay, Ravens-Falcons. Ravens lose to the Falcons 26-21. The Falcons are 7-2, 5-0 at home. I picked the Falcons. Why? Because last week they were 4-0 at home. I assumed they'd win. Joe did not fail.
You're so smart, all right? You're really smart, okay?
Thank you.
Great. In this game, you know, Matt Ryan did very well.
Matt Ryan did well. 3 touchdowns.
White.
Two of them to Roddy White. Flacco drives the Ravens down the field in the fourth quarter. Minute left. They score. They have the lead. It's exciting. Hence the hand gestures. So then Matt Ryan takes the Falcons down, does his thing, and questionable call, clearly. At the end, it looked as if Roddy White just pushes the Ravens defender to the ground, and he's wide open, obviously, when the pass is thrown. No one's around, and he catches it and scores. Mm-hmm. No call. It was pretty blatant from what I could see on the replay.
Yeah.
We'd show you in the studio, but we don't want to break anything or body parts.
We could reenact the play.
Yeah, but we don't have any cameramen.
Oh.
We could do it over here, but no one would see it. They would just hear it vaguely because we have lavalier mics and we have to take them off. It would be a bad idea.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it was a questionable call, not called, and the Ravens end up losing the game, and they dropped to 6-3. Still not that bad. Still presentable, but
They're fine. They're fine. They're in it with the Steelers, who are I think they're 6-3 as well.
Yeah, Roddy White had himself a game, 12 receptions, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he caused my fantasy team, along with Matt Ryan, who the kid had as his quarterback, to lose terribly. Thank you.
Seems like every other game, these guys go nuts.
Yeah.
And then boom.
Kind of like how we
it.
thought the Texans were going to be, but didn't turn out to be at all.
Nope. Not a,
It's fine. Come.
Hi.
Here she is. See, we're not lying. We have
I
water.
exist.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Tune in tomorrow at 7, right? 7.
7:30.
7:30 for the RTN Royal News on the network. Royal News. They do a good program every week.
You know, saying RNN News is like...
It's repetitive.
RNN Network or something, you know, that's repetitive, yeah.
I said N as the N was the network.
Okay,
so
well,
people would know.
I'm just saying it's repetitive.
Thank you.
I don't know.
That's why we pay $40,000 a year.
That's
to
right.
know to not use the word towards, to know it's 10 items or fewer, and to know that it was repetitive to say that.
RNN.
Irregardless is also repetitive. If your father or mother use it, slap them. It is incorrect. Don't slap them. It's not a word.
It's not a word.
Okay, moving on. That's enough English for the rest of everyone's lives. Lions lost to the Bills, 14-12. What do you know? Joe?
All right, you picked the Bills and I picked the Lions.
What does that say? On
Poor
the thing?
Joe. Frown face.
It's actually a colon and a closed parentheses. I don't know the parentheses. I don't know why
It represents a frown face.
Oh. But yeah, I picked the Bills. I told you. This is the only week they could have won. And they did. Barely, granted. The Lions, they don't really have any players anymore. Calvin Johnson, 128 yards and a touchdown, doing his thing.
Yeah, they don't have Stafford. You don't have Matthew Stafford.
But, you know,
just a different team.
The Lions drive down the field. They score at the end. They go for 2 because the Bills, for some reason, left Calvin Johnson wide open, basically, for the touchdown at the end. And then they don't throw it to Calvin Johnson going for 2. They throw it to, I think Pettigrew is his last name. Mm-hmm. Doesn't work out for them.
Peter?
No. That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. Okay, sorry.
He's not someone you would want to throw to when the game is on the line and you actually have a chance of winning. So the Lions dropped to 2-7, 0-5 away.
Man, should have seen that
coming.
Yeah,
it's what it is. Mm-hmm. What happens?
I guess so.
Well, the Bears beat the Vikings 27-13. The Bears improved to 6-3, and the Vikings dropped to 3-6 and 0-5 away. Brett Favre, 170 yards and a touchdown. That's barely even a third of what he accumulated last week. And Cutler shows why the Denver Broncos shouldn't have got rid of him. 237, 3 touchdowns. Favre here, I'm pretty sure he had 2 interceptions, 2 or 3. He fumbled. The interceptions, though, come when his receivers run routes, and then as he releases the ball, they fall. They fall to the ground. They just slip, they fall, and the defender's just like, wow, that was unfortunate, and they pick it off. Granted, this isn't the only time he throws interceptions, i.e., see the last game he's ever played every year, he throws interceptions. Like it's his job in his last playoff game on a team.
Brett Favre has the most interceptions in the league this year. He's terrible.
He has the most interceptions ever.
Ever. This year, he's terrible. And he's very, very old.
He is elderly.
He's old. And I bet even if those players didn't fall, it probably still would have been picked off. They were probably terrible throws. You can't tell from a side angle. So, I'll put the blame on Brett Favre again. And I'm loving the fact that this team continues to be in disarray. I am not loving the fact that Chicago won because now they're tied with Green Bay, the top of the division. I don't think that it was a particularly bad move to get rid of Cutler, though. I'm not saying
I don't think either. I think we'll
we'll
get to Denver's problems when we get to the game because I just love ripping them apart every week for their misfortunes. But yeah, he was terrible in the red zone, whereas Kyle Orton is not.
Right.
I'll give him that.
Yeah, I just think that
So
Cutler's way too inconsistent.
Basically, the Vikings are in a downfall, as were the Cowboys. Is it the coach? The owner does not want to fire Childress midseason, so he says. But is that something that needs to happen? Frankly, I don't think anyone wants to play for this man. I don't think Brett Favre wants to play for this man. I don't think Piercy Harvin definitely doesn't want to play for this man. Adrian Peterson probably doesn't speak English because I don't think I've ever heard him do an interview. So he probably doesn't want to play for him either, but you won't be able to understand that because you can't understand what he says. I'm just kidding. He's probably very fluent in English, but honestly, he's never around for an interview. Like, where are you,
That's
dude?
true. I don't see him doing it.
You would think being...
It's because they're focusing on Brett Favre because he's God.
He is, the Lord.
You know, if he wasn't on the team, then maybe you'd hear Adrian Peterson's voice every once in a while.
Yes, but if I had to throw a dart at a board where Brett Favre and Tavares Jackson were placed, I would hope I hit Brett Favre for a starting quarterback, regardless of if he throws an interception, if he goes to hand the ball. There it is, finally.
He's old.
Yes.
Yes. He has the most interceptions this year.
If he goes to hand the ball off and takes 9 paces back before he actually hands the ball off to his running back. They don't even have to move when he hands the ball off. He literally runs it to them. Here you go. Don't get a running start.
It's just I don't think it's the I think you need to mix things up. He probably has to go right now, but I don't think it was ever the coach. How did they make it to the NFC Championship last year?
Talent.
Talent.
Sidney Rice is killing them that he's hurt right now. Killing them because when they would guard him, he would throw it to Piercy Harvin. Sidney Rice, as we know, made unbelievable catches last year to make Brett Favre look like the Lord that people think he is. Back of the end zone, like one-fingered catches with 2 feet in bounds. Unbelievable catches. And then they would just hand it to Adrian Peterson because they would play the pass. The talent they had last year was much better than it is this year, and their defense was actually good. Now, Sidney Rice is still out for at least another week, maybe even 2 or 3, and the only target Brett Favre has is Piercy Harvin, who is kind of a sore thumb on the team. He's getting headaches, he's pissed off at different things, I don't want to play, don't throw it to me, throw it to someone else. You can throw it to Vincente Shenghua.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Like, is Brad Childress throwing those balls?
Yes.
Like, if okay.
Have you looked under the helmet?
So that's it. Yes, the interceptions are not Brett Favre; they're Brad Childress.
Here's
single
what
one.
I think. You can't put all the blame on Brett Favre. I think 30% goes on him.
You can't put it all on Brett Favre, but
60% goes on Childress. 10% goes on the rest of the team.
like you have to think of.
Where's Adrian Peterson? Is he still on the team? He had 51 yards rushing. What are you're the purple Jesus. So they say.
I really think
the Trinity is on the Vikings.
They're really locking down on Peterson because they know Brett Favre is just going to throw an interception. I would put most of the blame on Brett Favre. Brett Favre came in here and he thinks that he knows better than Childress. I don't know. I just don't agree that it really is, all Brad Childress. I think it's mostly Brett Favre, personally. So I don't know. I don't think you can put most of the blame on Childress. I think that there has to be a shakeup.
I do too, and we'll talk about a successful shakeup soon, a shakeup that could really benefit a team. Maybe not this year, but next year because they got rid of their coach. Segue. Yahoo Sports, ironically, has the headline skipped over. World Series winning coach Bruce Bochy of the Giants finished a distant 3rd in the NL Manager of the Year. Did he get hosed? Well, we already said yes. So
Yes.
clearly you weren't listening to us, Yahoo Sports. Pay attention. That's ironic, though, that we... See, we're not just making this stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the Vikings are in desperate need of something to happen. They really need to win, like, every game to make the playoffs. Brett Favre's shoulder is screwed up again. He's going to see Dr. James Andrews again. His status for next week is probable, questionable. All those other P's, Q's, O's.
Just put in Tavares Jackson.
I
He's
think they should start Brett Favre, and if he starts to struggle, don't hesitate to put Tavares Jackson in. They hesitate. If Brett Favre can have an amazing game, you could just tell when the game starts he's going to be great. If he's struggling, get him out. What do you got to lose at this point? If he throws 2 picks in the first half, put in Tavares Jackson for the second half. You can't wait now. You have to play games now where they're like playoff games. You have to play to win every week.
Right. And eventually it's just not going to be within reach.
No.
And you're going to have to figure out who your quarterback for next season is going to be. Because I don't know, I'm still not convinced that it won't be Brett Favre because he never goes away.
Yes. Your dad texted. Good game. It's nice to be able to watch it, Joe's dad. Thank you. Yes.
Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad. Thanks for texting.
Shout out to Mr. Brees. I'm going to text you back, yes. Which is pointless now, but you get it.
In case he's not listening anymore.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So if you guys want to give us a text to comment on what we've talked about thus far, again, the number 212-9877, area code 570. So that's 570-212-9877. Feel free to comment or suggest topics for us to discuss. Moving on, the Jets beat the Browns. And if you listen closely, you could hear Nicolina, who you just saw walk out here, screaming in delight.
There it is. Did
Okay.
you get it? All right.
There it is.
Yeah,
All right.
If you didn't, you missed it.
It's there, don't worry.
If you didn't hear it, you missed it. In case in case they needed to know that.
You just blew my mind.
I know.
The Jets moved to 7-2, 5-0 away. The Browns 6-3, 2-3 at home. This was a lot closer than it should have been, in our opinion. We picked the Jets. We thought they were going to destroy them. Colt McCoy, though, played well for himself for not playing at all.
Right. He's doing well for his team.
Fourth quarter, leads his team. They score a touchdown, send it into overtime. A great drive at the end of the game by Colt McCoy. Goes into overtime. Nick Folk missed 3 kicks total in the game for the Jets. That's why Dallas got rid of him, because he would miss kicks like this. Hopefully this isn't a sign of things to come for the Jets, because
he hasn't been doing
not
well.
good. But
Late.
he missed one. He missed one in overtime. They could have obviously won the game. He missed a couple close ones too. They were like gimmies.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Ndamukong Suh would have been sent out there for them.
He was doing really well in the beginning of the season, and now these last few games, ever since my team picked him up, actually for fantasy, he pretty much hasn't made a field goal. So perhaps.
Okay, Kim Pavlik just texted. She wants a shout out for golf. So, shout out to her daughter Emily, who could easily beat us at a round of golf every time we would play.
If we played better ball and she just played by herself, she would beat us, still destroy us.
Now, Grant, I could drive it 250 to 300. You could pitch better than me. One of us could probably putt. She'd still win.
Right.
Regardless.
Right.
So yes, golf, an important sport for high school. We should have played. Well, I never golfed in high school. That would have been a mistake. Senior year, yeah, I'll golf. No. But yes, a freshman dominating senior boys.
Yeah. That would be cool. If I were a freshman girl, I guess. Definitely.
But as Kim does worry about, perhaps prom or semi will be affected because
this is true.
No one will want to date the dominant golfer. However, I think that'll probably make people want to more.
Exactly. See, that's what I think.
If a girl was just dominant at a sport that I didn't play, and you could just go to the match and be like, boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm with you.
You become a good businessman, you go out with like your CEOs, and your wife comes along and she's dominant in golf.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Granted, your bosses might hate your guts, but you can just laugh on the way home to get your pink slip.
I completely agree.
Anyway, yes. So good job this year, and I'm sure she'll just dominate years to come.
I'm sure she will.
3 more years left.
And we'll get to golf when the Masters and stuff come around.
Yeah,
the majors.
We mentioned it briefly. We touched upon it.
If Tiger Woods does something,
So we like Tiger Woods.
we do, even though he did his little
Yes.
thing.
Someone wants us to talk about how terrible the Heat are. I don't know who this is, but yes, the Heat aren't terrible, but they're not as good at this point as everyone thought they would be, except for, I don't know, us and some intelligent people like J.A. Donde. Maybe? I don't know. I didn't hear his opinion.
Yeah.
But everybody thought the Heat were just going to come out and kill everyone, and they're not.
Right. They're not, and the reason that people thought that they were is because they said that they were going to do it. They're so arrogant about it that
The chip they have
puts
on their
you-
shoulder is unbelievable.
they're just they're way too arrogant right now. They're not a team. They haven't been playing together for that long, so of course they're losing games right now. And when you get past, you got LeBron, Wade, Bosh. Who else does that team have? Udonis Haslem? James Jones?
Are these rappers? James Jones?
They are NBA players. I believe it's James Jones. I hope I'm correct.
Gracie wanted us to say hi to her as well.
Hi, Gracie.
That's Kim's other daughter. We're not playing favorites. Sorry.
Yeah, we're
worry.
playing favorites.
We got everyone.
that.
Mr. Okrepke.
Mr. Okrepke.
You, hey,
Yeah.
how are you? All right. The whole family, we got them. Anybody else? Your neighbors who warned you about the mice? Shout them out too. All right. So yes, there is no one else on the Heat.
I mean, yeah. So I mean, like
I can name more people that played on the Cavs with LeBron than I could that are on the Heat team now.
See, that's what I get.
Shaq?
Big
Is he on the
Z.
Heat?
They have
No.
Big Z.
Oh, that's right.
Zadrunas Ilgauskas.
I forgot he can't play on another team that doesn't have LeBron James.
Right. So they could keep doing that commercial, the puppet commercial. Hey, LeBron.
Chris Claus, yes. Shout out to Chris Claus, former Bishop O'Hara alumnus.
Yes, thank
I should
you.
learn the Latin forms of the word alumni so I can get it right when I talk about different things. But yes, Chris, the Heat are in fact terrible, and I'm a Lakers fan, so I don't like the Heat.
The Heat will be better. The Heat will improve, but there's still that problem of they only have 3 players. I really don't think you can win with 3 guys. The Celtics won with those core players, but they had other players
Yes.
on their team. They had people contributing. They had Rondo, still have Rondo. I mean, Perkins does his thing. You had James Posey off the bench. I mean, you just had these key
Back in the day,
factors.
Eddie House.
like just all these key factors coming off the bench. Leon Poe, who's I think he's on the Hawks
Was
now.
he in Con Air? Poe?
Poe! No.
Somebody said that Nick Folk missed 2 kicks that were 45 plus. He's been great this season. Kicked the game winner the game before. The quiet kid is wrong. I'm assuming the quiet kid is you,
Be me.
because I can't. I talk a lot. Nick Folk hasn't really. I don't know. He's okay. He's decent.
Yeah,
I wouldn't like put him up as great.
I'd really have to disagree with that statement.
I would too.
I would have to he missed 3 field goals.
In that particular game, you know what I love watching is on prime time or the blitz when guys that were quarterbacks or played offense show like the kicker missing and they just shake their head and go, kickers. The most frustrating thing for a quarterback has got to be a kicker. You drive your team down the field, you get within field goal range, they miss. Now,
Right.
granted, we're all human. We're not the Lord. We can't make every kick we take. So it's understandable to miss. 3 in a game.
And I believe when he kicked the game he kicked the game-winning field goal in, He might have missed earlier in the game. I don't know. I could be wrong there. But for some reason, that's sticking out of my mind.
Okay, we got it. Alumnus is singular. Alumnus singular, male, alumni plural, male, alumnus singular. Okay, we got it. We'll get it next time. I will memorize this. Thank goodness, because I'll tell you, I always feel like I'm saying it wrong. Not like people know. Like half the people you talk to have no idea which alumni is correct or not.
Right.
But we'll figure it out. But yeah, Nick Folk is a decent kicker. But I wouldn't put him out there and say he's the most reliable kicker in the NFL. I wouldn't put him really in the top 3, top 5.
I mean, like I said, he had been playing well like all year.
He
but
has really good streaks.
These last few games of late haven't been his best stuff. That's all I'm saying.
He's very streaky because I had him on my fantasy team last year. The year previous, he was the best kicker in the league points-wise. He made basically every field goal he took. The year I got him, terrible. I had to drop him midway through the year. He was missing kicks like it was his job. Mm-hmm. Maybe this is a sign of calm. He's streaked a little this year, but he's a decent kicker. I wouldn't say he's great.
Right.
I wouldn't put him up with an Adam Vinatieri who won a Super Bowl MVP, a kicker. Did he? No.
No,
Tom Brady.
No, he didn't.
But he should have. If he wasn't a kicker, he should have won it.
Tom Brady and Adam Vinatieri should combine for winning the MVPs because Tom Brady gets them in range and Adam Vinatieri finishes them.
Yep.
Happened twice.
So, thank you for your input, Chris, and this person, I don't have their name yet. If you want to text us, 570-212-9877, feel free, and we'll talk about whatever you want us to talk about. It's no big deal. We'll do it.
And Mike Greenwood texts in. Shout out to Mike
Greenwood.
He mentioned Big Baby Davis of the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, even though he's a slobbering fool,
yes.
he still helped them out.
Pushing the child into the stands after he made the game-winning shot. He mentioned that as well.
Pushes
a kid out of the way.
Calm down, dude. It's almost as bad as when LeBron hit his only game winner that mattered in the playoffs and ran off the court like it was Christmas morning.
Oh, we still have to win 3 more?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, shoot.
Okay. Also, another comment from the Nick Folk person. Last game, 3 kicks were into the win that he missed. So I think this is Nick Folk's mother actually texting us. Either that or it's Nicolina, an avid Jets fan. So we're going to go with that and assume that it's someone who knows who they are. I can't pick up my phone. I apologize. All right. So we're going to take a quick break since it's 5:30. We'll come back. We're about halfway through last week's games, and we'll finish out the show as usual with our 5 minutes of quick picks.
Yes.
So we'll be back. If you want to give us a text for anything we talked about or that you want us to talk about, the phone number is 570-212-9877. That's 212-WUSR, area code 570, for all you traveling around the world in 80 days. When you're not
Clever.
here. Yeah, right?
Clever.
That'd be a good movie or book or something, wouldn't it?
No.
I don't think so. No. All right, so we'll take a quick break. You're listening to the John and Joe Sports Show, 99.5 WUSR Scranton, and live on the Royal Television Network. We'll be right back.
So, April.
Yeah?
You know your charger's still using energy when it's plugged into the wall, right?
Yeah, but that's not my charger. I don't even have a cell phone.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?
This is my friend Rob from Michigan.
What's up?
He's a teenager.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Woo! Hey, you want to slow down there?
No.
Really? Okay.
What are you doing?
We're shooting a viral video. Hold on, I want to see this. Hey, this is his last 5 minutes on Earth. A little something to Mom? Say something to Mom. How about, goodbye, Mom, sorry.
哦，先生你好，歡迎光臨，等等先。誒，唔該晒。
deserve it.
Brandon.
Hey guys, this is my teenage friend Rachel. She's cool.
Hey. Hey, could you watch the road?
Hey, could you watch the road?
Okay. All right, well, if we die in a car crash, I want to donate my eyes to my neighbor Gary. He has a boat, and he sails all around the world. I would love to see that. I don't know if he actually needs eyes, but who would turn on a free pair of eyes, right? Who's that rich?
And we're back here on 99.5 WSR Scranton and the Royal Television Network. It's the John and Joe Sports Show where the fun never ends. We're like lamb chop.
Oh my God!
Wow, put
We
me
are
on TV.
pulling out these things. I really wish I had thought of something better to say at that point.
Okay. Eddie House is on the Heat. Yes, I know that.
Yeah.
We were talking about the Celtics from a couple years ago.
And
And LeBron, Wade, and Bosh are 10 times better than Garnett, Pierce, and Allen. When they get it together, they won't lose. Oh, probably. But right now, they are not. And it's enjoyable to watch them not be.
lose
right
because
now.
they're extremely arrogant.
Because here is what happened with the Celtics. The same thing. Pierce, Garnett, and Ray Allen were three of the most selfish players in the NBA alone. Remember Kevin Garnett with the Timberwolves? Son of a bee, he was. A jerk. He used to roar during games. I mean, he roars now, but not as much. He bashed his head. Remember, he was nuts. I mean, he was a great player.
He was nuts. I don't know if he was a jerk.
I don't know.
He's
a jerk now,
don't call
though.
these poor. He's a jerk now. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he
He's a
was
jerk.
just a fierce player that everyone feared. Paul Pierce hasn't changed. He's still we all know. Ray Allen doesn't speak. He's a very silent player.
He shoots quickly.
Yes.
And makes it sometimes.
Yeah, they all have their dirty qualities. However, when they all came together, they accepted the fact that they were at the tail end of their singular career greatness.
Right.
Morphed themselves into the three whatever's nicknames you want to call them, and became a great threesome and a great team.
Correct.
LeBron is still selfish. Dwayne Wade is still selfish. Chris Bosh doesn't talk. So they're at the same place the Celtics are at. They just need to realize, we have to put our egos aside and not make commercials saying about how, should I just disappear?
See, that didn't happen with the Celtics. The Celtics, Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett came over, and they understood that it was Paul Pierce's team.
Yes.
Okay, I don't.
They accepted
think that's
their roles.
happening
LeBron
right now.
was just I want to play with Dwayne Wade, but nothing's going to change. Bad idea. Bad idea. So you're right about the fact that they will one day be great and unbeatable. That's going to happen. Give it a couple years, at least 2, because it's not happening yet, and people shouldn't have thought it was.
I really think they
foolish.
need more. I really think they need more of a team than just those 3 guys. They need a complete team.
And I still personally think LeBron should have went to a team where he could have been the star and proved himself instead of, again, piggybacking on someone else's success. Because now it'll be, you needed Shaq to win, or you needed this or that. He needed Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh to win a championship. He couldn't do it alone. He had 7 years with the Cavs, couldn't do it.
True.
What can I say?
That's true. Yeah.
All right. So again, 212-9877-570 area code. You want to shoot us a text for any of your opinions. We'll be happy to address them on the air. You may agree with us, you may not, but we'll talk civilly because we are Jesuit University. I guess. All right. So anyway, the Jets and Browns game, what ends up happening, there's 30 seconds left. Mark Sanchez throws a little dump pass to Santonio Holmes. He shakes and bakes. He's in the end zone. They win. Luckily.
Yeah,
They got
San
scared.
Antonio
It was a scare by the
made a-
Browns, and
yeah.
thank God they scored because then Nick Folk would have had to kick another.
That's
field
true.
goal.
That's true. With the 5-mile-an-hour winds, the San Antonio Holmes made a great play, just to get free. Like there was no. It didn't seem like there was room for him to break.
No.
But he created it, and he just took off. That was an incredible play. I mean, otherwise this game might have ended in a tie. I mean, yeah, Nick Folk with another. Who knows what would have
Yeah,
happened?
I'm not saying he would have missed, but just saying he had already missed 3.
He'd
He'd
already
rather
missed 3
not
field
have to get to
goals.
that point.
So
San Antonio Holmes, great Super Bowl catch, by the way, in 08, I think it was. Or no, last year.
San Antonio
2 years
Holmes
ago.
in 08, yeah.
The corner of the end zone.
You got it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, great catch.
All right. Let's see what else we got on the Heat. When Pat Riley becomes coach after 10 losses, they will be better and less arrogant, as you like to say. Pat Riley is not going to coach the team this year.
You know, that is an interesting point, though, because
He should.
I feel that this coach,
He can't handle
he
the Heat.
cannot handle it. It's just like you look at those guys, and then he'll get interviewed, and I'm like, oh, really? This is the coach of this team?
They have a coach.
Yeah,
they don't just have player coaches.
Yeah, I feel that they really need a different coach. I will agree there. Definitely.
Yeah, I do. I don't think he's going to come in this season though.
No,
I think after
no.
after their season takes a turn for the worst and they like barely make the playoffs and lose in the first round, he'll coach next year. I don't think not this year though. I wouldn't.
I don't think
so.
he won't jump in this year.
I don't think he would do that.
He won't jump in this year.
Might see
You
Michael
have to
Jordan.
see.
Might see Michael Jordan do that too with the Bobcats eventually.
Yeah. You have to see what they can do, at least in the first year, before you make a coaching change.
Yes.
And I'm not counting out the fact that the Heat just catch fire and they win the finals.
Because it's in their name.
Right, yeah, catch fire, yeah. See, I didn't even mean to do that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we don't know yet. It's my prediction that they won't win the finals this year. It's my prediction that they probably won't even get out of the Eastern Conference. That's just my opinion.
But
they
they
haven't been
could.
together a while, but they could.
Because we've only played what 12 games.
Exactly. Yeah.
You've got 70 more left. There's time.
Exactly.
All right, so we had the Colts beating the Bengals 23-17. Colts improved to 4-0 at home and 6-3 overall. The Bungles dropped to 2-7, 1-4 away, and become what we like to call hapless.
Hapless.
A hapless team with decent players who just cannot put anything together, and it's the same sad story for the Bengals. Peyton Manning doesn't even throw a touchdown pass. They still win. What do you say?
That's right. That's right.
The top three, the passing, rushing, and receiving top 3 for the Colts had no touchdowns. They still win. Why? 5 turnovers for the Bengals.
The Bengals had every chance to win this game. They had plenty of chances. The Colts gave them opportunities. They didn't get it done, like they never do. So that's that. Yeah.
I do not approve. What? I don't know what that means. What? Okay. Good. We'll see what they don't approve.
All right.
Anyway, moving on, we have the Titans losing to the Dolphins 29-17. The Dolphins team who lost Chad Pennington, who for some reason is still playing. Okay, he gets put in the game. The second play of the game, the wind blows, and he throws his shoulder out. Rotator cuff, gone. He's done for the rest of the year. Chad Pennington, good try. Good try.
Oh, the poor guy.
So he's done. They put in Henny. He gets hurt. What's happening? The Dolphins. And they still win. Because Kerry Collins is out, so they put in Vince Young, who should be starting anyway, in my opinion. But they don't do anything. Chris Johnson, 117 yards rushing and a touchdown, but still not enough. The Dolphins win, even though they were on their third-string quarterback.
Right, the Titans played terrible.
They did.
They played terrible, and this happens every once in a while with the Titans. So I mean, and the Dolphins are just one of those teams that just kind of hang around. They're not really that good, but they're just they hang around, and here they get a double-digit victory against a respectable team.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that drops the Titans to 5-4, 3-2 away, and brings the Dolphins up to 5-4. They get their first home win of the year. The Bucs beat the Panthers 31-16. The Bucs moved to 6-3. The Panthers dropped to 1-8. Another hapless team.
Yeah, this is to be expected. I mean, we both picked the Bucs here. The Panthers are just not good this year. Obviously, we all know that. And the Bucs are 6-3, right?
Yeah.
You said that?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
6-3.
Without
After
Mike
being
Allstott, Warren Sapp, anyone that you could name.
After being like 1-5, they've got this rookie running back, Blunt.
Blunt from, I want to say, either Oregon or Oregon State.
Oregon. He punched the guy.
Yes, he did, and he was out for the year.
Or maybe it was Oregon State. It's one of those, but he punched the guy.
I think it was Oregon. I don't know. Whatever. You get it. But yeah, good for them. And the Panthers are just in a spiral of pain. I mean, their running back, D'Angelo Williams,
yeah.
he's done for the rest of the year. He's on IR. So their little twosome there that was so successful for them last year is no more. It's not looking good. What can I say for the Panthers? It's just one of those years you can't wait to get over.
Right. Yeah.
Moving on, we have the Jaguars beating the Texans. 31-24. Jaguars move to 5-4. Texans drop to 4-5. Now, you may be asking yourself, that was an Emerald Lagasse thing for all of you Emerald fans. Yes, Texans was a stupid decision last week. But you know what? They should have won. Why?
Oh, yeah.
Since I talk too much,
Without a doubt.
According to the listeners, Joe, you quiet boy, tell the people what happened in this game. Hail Mary time.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee.
Are you quoting the Jaguars interview? Because that's how he started.
It's just amazing to see one of these things actually work out. It worked out perfectly, like it never does.
It's gotten to the point though where teams practice this.
Right. I
mean, David Garrard goes to throw the Hail Mary. Okay, chucks it up into the end zone.
Deep. Okay.
And what does everyone yell? Chris Berman and his co-host yell this every time they do a Hail Mary. Knock it down! So the Titans.
So you said you were going to let me tell the story, and now you're talking. See, you wonder why people call me quiet.
I'm going to leave.
And then
that's enough.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
So you didn't even let me answer the knock it down. I was there for you. That was one of the times when I was actually there for you. Knock it down.
What do you think about? All right, knock it down.
So, knock it down is where we left off.
Yes.
According to you. And so it gets tipped back. And for every Hail Mary, there's always a trailer guy waiting for that tip. And it goes right to him. And he's at the 1 yard line. And he just quickly steps in. Touchdown. Game over.
That's it.
It was amazing to actually see one of those things work out. I mean, it has worked out before in the past. I think there's only been like 5 Hail Marys. That might have been the 5th Hail Mary that worked from past like 50 yards or something. But that was an incredible play.
And it was terrible for the Texans. What a terrible way to lose. I mean, granted, you're playing for overtime, but ouch.
That would be awful. That would be awful.
Good for the Jaguars though. I mean, that's great that it actually worked. I mean, and it wasn't that hard of the guy like hit it pretty hard.
Yeah.
You had to be quick on your feet to catch it.
Exactly.
You didn't even have to dive. He just caught it.
So this could act as a springboard for the Jaguars. They're right there. They're 5-4.
I mean, Garrard's not doing bad. Especially like this game, for example, 342, 2 touchdowns. Maurice Jones-Drew finally had 100 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. If he produces and Garrard does okay, the Jaguars could could at least get to the playoffs.
It's really an up and down division. You got the Colts at 6-3, I believe, and they're not really looking that great this year. So that's anybody's division there with the Titans, the Jaguars, even the Texans at 4-5. Although they're way too inconsistent for me.
Yes. All right, we had the Broncos beat the Chiefs 49-29.
Way to go, Broncos!
I picked them not on the show, but in another pick'em league I'm in. I'm like, I'll go with the Broncos. They win by 20. They score 49 points. No Sean Moreno, the running back for Denver. I know you didn't know we had a running back, but we do. He, for the first time all year, got over 100 yards.
Bravo, no Sean.
Kyle Orton throws for 296, 4 touchdowns. Brandon Lloyd, the unsung hero, 2 touchdowns. Castle throws for 4 touchdowns for the Chiefs. Dwayne Bowe gets 2 touchdowns. This was just a shootout, and Denver looks like took out all their emotions from their terrible year so far in one game.
Yeah. Yep.
Just kept running up the score.
Right.
A little bit.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you there. This is a great game for the Broncos. You know, I mean, it doesn't mean anything right now because they're just not in it. But you know, it's nice to see them win. For you, the Denver Broncos fan.
Yes, I'm excited. I mean, it really doesn't matter because they're 3-6, so who cares? But that's fine. 49-29. Keep it up now. All right, the Cowboys, under their new coach Jason Garrett, took on the Giants, who were 6-2. Cowboys 1-7, but the Giants lost 33-20 to the Cowboys, who improved to 2-7, and the Giants fall to 6-3. Watching this game, it just looked like a completely different Dallas team, like complete opposite side of the coin.
This is typical of the NFL.
Yes,
it's typical.
And you see this a lot of times when there's a new coach. The next game, usually the team wins by a large margin, which we should have kept in mind. I just assumed the Giants would win because they were at home and stuff like that.
And they did too. Maybe that was the problem.
Yes. Huge plays by Dallas. Huge runs, huge interceptions. Just long yarded plays, basically, on turnovers, on runs.
Right.
80-yard run, 80 yards. Huge. And they just manhandled the Giants. They made them look, the Cowboys look like who everyone expected them to be in, August.
Right, exactly.
And I don't know if it was so much as Jason Garrett, the new face. I don't know if he could do that much, or it was just like, good, Wade Phillips is gone. Let's start playing now.
It could be that.
Here we go.
It honestly could be that. I don't know. Just John Kitna turned into a different quarterback. Everything just started clicking that wasn't clicking before. And they actually looked like a football team in a pro football team.
Yes.
Yeah.
My mother mentioned Eva Longoria filing for the divorce. Eva Longoria from Tony Parker. He apparently was cheating on her.
What a guy.
He's French. It's okay.
He is French.
All right. Seahawks beat the Cardinals 36-18. Seahawks moved to 5-4. Cardinals dropped to 3-6. Seahawks are at the top of the NFC West right now. They're playing well. I didn't expect them to. Good for them.
No, neither did I. Same here.
Cardinals are terrible. They don't have Kurt Warner. They're not a good team. 49ers beat the Rams 23-20 in overtime.
Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, you picked the 49ers. Yes. At least they're not blowouts.
Troy Smith.
That I got wrong.
Playing well. He's starting next week, too. Back and forth game, I didn't really care about it at all.
Yeah, neither.
But the Rams 0-4 away, that's kind of a red flag for them. 49ers, who knows? Maybe this will be what they could turn around their year because they're dismal. Patriots beat the Steelers 39-26. Tom Brady, 3 touchdowns. Ben Roethlisberger, 3 touchdowns. Ben Roethlisberger actually throws for more yards than Tom Brady, but Patriots just seem to play a lot better than the Steelers. They were just basically dominating. Every time the Steelers would do something remotely good, Tom Brady would be like, all right, we'll throw a touchdown.
Patriots dominated this game. They were just, right from the get-go, they just took the lead, and they never looked back, and I picked them, and you picked the Steelers.
Yeah. I know.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, good for you,
Okay.
Joe. You're so smart.
Okay. I know.
Tom Brady's playing out of his mind again.
Mm-hmm.
He just wanted this game. You could see it in him on the sidelines. He was getting fired up, and every time the Steelers would do anything,
to Cleveland.
Anytime the Steelers would do anything, they would just answer back. He ran for a touchdown. They had a pick six, but after his touchdown, he spiked the ball emphatically to the fans. So he was enjoying himself.
Mm-hmm.
So the Patriots moved to 7-2. The Steelers dropped to 6-3. Monday night game, the Eagles won 59-28. Mike Vick, 333 yards, 4 touchdowns through the air, 2 on the ground. My God.
I hope you had him on your fantasy team.
He scored just as much points as his team did. Good for him. People, of course, are already crying MVP. I wouldn't go that far yet. All right, this was a really great game, but he's missed 3 games
This
already.
team plays so much better with it.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
a completely different team.
I agree.
This is just a dominant offense. Nobody has an answer. Nobody can remember what happened years ago when he was on the Falcons. It's incredible to see. It's incredible to see that he is actually playing.
Yeah, he's
really well.
doing really well. He's not looking to run first as he used to with the Falcons. I think with the Falcons he was more of a running quarterback. Now he looks down the field. If there's nothing, he'll run, and he's hard to stop. I don't know if as the year goes on, defensive coordinators will figure out his weaknesses and it'll be easier for them, but for now, he's just running rampant on teams and throwing these seeds to people 60 yards down the field. Sean Jackson's just woo!
Right.
So you got the NFC East, the Giants and Philly are on top of that at 6-3. The NFC North, the Bears and Packers are up on that. That's 6-3 as well. The NFC South, Atlanta is over the Saints, 7-2 to 6-3. The NFC West, Seattle 5-4. The Rams are 4-5. The AFC, the East, the Jets and Patriots are both tied at 7-2. The AFC North, Baltimore and Pittsburgh tied at 6-3. Indianapolis and Tennessee 6-3, 5-4 respectively. In the AFC South and the AFC West, Oakland 5-4, Chiefs 5-4, Chargers 4-5. Not looking good for the cholesterol test as of now.
Down a game.
Not bad.
Nothing.
Not bad. So
I'm telling you, if I could guarantee something,
there's
the Chargers will come back.
We'll see. So
I said at the beginning of the decision, I'll stick by it.
There's obviously close matchups in each division, except for a couple. But it's a lot of teams are tied in the division. Should be an interesting, mostly second half. 6 weeks left, 7. So we'll go through our Week 11 picks. We got 5 minutes left. We could do this. Don't worry about it. It's been done before. But can the scribes in the back with the quills do it? We'll see. Here we go. Bears and Dolphins. Oh, boy. Thursday night. I can't even watch the game. I might as well not even pick it.
Dolphins.
Because Chad Henne, I believe, is playing. But that doesn't matter because he'll get hurt and they'll just put somebody else in the win.
But he's my boy.
He is. Dolphins win because the Bears are inconsistent. And, I don't know. I'm hoping the Dolphins win. We'll see. Bills and Bengals. Bengals win. I can't pick the Bills. They're terrible.
Bengals win. The Bills got their only win of the season.
But this is a game that we'll call the, I don't know, hapless on the gridiron.
Hapless Bowl.
There you go. Lions, Cowboys. Cowboys win at home. Even though they're 0-4 at home. Lions 0-5 away. Cowboys 0-4 at home. Who'll break the stupidity first?
Cowboys win because of their new coach, their new look.
They got momentum. They're excited.
No Stafford for the Lions.
Redskins, Titans. Titans rebound this week. They play well for once.
Titans. The Redskins are playing worse than the Titans played last week. So.
Cardinals, Chiefs. Chiefs win.
Chiefs win. The Cardinals are hapless.
1-4 away. Chiefs 4-0 at home.
There you go.
Go by the records.
The records tell.
Packers, Vikings. Brett Favre loses to the Packers twice. Who would have thought?
I really hope so. I'm going to pick the Packers here, but it's going to be close.
Can't pick the Vikings at this point unless they fire Brad Childress like Friday.
Right.
Then we'll come in, we'll just do a brief 30-second thing on the station together, and we'll change our pick.
Okay.
I'm sure everyone will remember.
Sounds good.
Texans, Jets. Jets win.
JTS, Jets. The Texans
Can't believe we're
inconsistent.
picking the Jets. The Jets. Raiders, Steelers. Steelers win. Raiders are not home.
Steelers rebound.
Ravens, Panthers. Ravens win. Panthers should just stop playing.
Ravens win. The Panthers, should stop playing.
Browns, Jaguars. The Jaguars win. The Browns are a color.
The Browns are not in the dog pound, so
No.
the Jaguars win.
Falcons, Rams. Falcons win. They're on a tear. I don't understand it. I don't know why. They win.
Falcons win, even though the Rams have a pretty decent record at home.
4-1.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'll give it to them. Seahawks and Saints. Saints win, but they could lose. Don't be surprised if the Seahawks upset them.
Saints win.
It'll be close.
Yes, but Saints win.
Bucks, 49ers. Bucks win against the 49ers. Why? I don't know. Feels good.
I'll go with the Bucks because they just look good this year.
I just like the fact that we're able to pick the Bucks and not sound like fools.
I know.
Colts, Patriots. Patriots win. Tom Brady dismantles Peyton Manning. He's playing better than him right now.
Exactly. Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Patriots win. They're playing better, and it's a big rivalry thing. And Tom Brady usually wins out in that case.
Yes. Giants, Eagles. Eagles win. The momentum they have is unbelievable.
The Eagles haven't lost when Mike Vick has. Well, I mean, he got injured in that one game that they lost. So when he's pretty much played the full game, they've won. So I can't go against them until it happens.
Broncos, Chargers. Denver's going to lose this game by 24, but I'm going to pick the Broncos. Just that's a dumb pick. It's going to be wrong. The Chargers, as you remember from 2 years ago, when no, you don't remember the game at all, because why would anyone remember this game? But like there was that arm thing where there was the big controversy of Phillip Rivers' arm went forward. One of those stupid quarterback things. I'm going to go with Denver though. It's a wrong move, but why not? What have we got to lose? You make fun of me on air for 5 minutes.
I am going to be the sane one up here and pick the San Diego Chargers. Go Chargers, go. They are the better team, and they're going to win the division.
There you have it. There's our 5 good minutes. There's our picks. Hope you enjoyed our show today. We had a lot of texts. We appreciate anyone that commented in, regardless of the negativity or its opinion. It's fine.
It's opinion.
That's
yes.
good. We like to hear from the listeners, see what you guys are thinking as well, because sometimes we have the same views because we like the same teams. So it's good to get an outside opinion. Hopefully you enjoyed our discussion and we informed you in some way, shape, or form. 6 o'clock, what do you got as we leave? One more thing. One last thing. We're at the countdown. This is like the final minute.
I know. I don't really have anything.
Great.
Yeah.
So for the rest of the week, people, I don't really have anything.
I don't really have anything. McGloin went down this week.
He did. They lost to Ohio State. We didn't mention that. Ohio State wrecked Penn State by scoring. It was 35 or 45 unanswered points.
It started off well. The Penn State was up 14-3, and then it went downhill from there.
Yes. My last thing, go get it yourself, NBA Jam. Check it out. It's going to be a great game. I highly recommend it. I haven't played it yet, but trust me, it'll be great. Go for it. All right, we'll be back next week. Up next, we got N to the O-N, or as most people know him, Franz, coming up next, doing his Urban Show. Enjoy it. We'll be back next week. Will we? Even though we're on break?
Probably.
We'll probably still be here. So
yeah.
We won't be on TV. We'll just be on the radio. I know that's heartbreaking for the 4 of you watching us, but just turn us in 99.5 WSR Scranton. And we thank everyone here at the Royal Television Network for making the show possible. We'll be back next week, same time, same place, same frequency. You're listening to John and Joe Sports Show, 99.5 WSR Scranton and the Royal Television Network. Thanks for tuning in and commenting, and we'll see you next week.